With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back, trackside. Once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the ASMR Hauck Designs Gen 4 Cup Series fires things off for Chase Race number 3 here tonight in the Wicked Hogs 188 125 laps around this mile-and-a-half track here at Texas Motor Speedway, nestled just off in Fort Worth. Gonna be an amazing night. Nice cool breeze here tonight off of the track. 14-mile-an-hour wind gonna give these drivers some fits in the corner. We'll see who can overcome the obstacles here tonight and walk away with a clear lead in your championship. Point standings, 85 degrees out there for the track temperature during qualifying. Who's going to walk away with the top spot? We're going to find out in just a handful of moments. But first, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV Land, race fans, glad you could all join us once again, back at it for all my adrenaline addicts here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. We talked about qualifying, so what do you say we go ahead and throw some of those qualifying times over there to the left-hand side of your screen, starting at the top behind the wheel of the Fast 25 once again at the front of the field. And looks like, well, graphics not wanting to cooperate with us here tonight in qualifying, so we'll see if the tech department can get on that, get that fixed up. But Jake Hinnis, the top of the speed charts, quick time here in qualifying belongs to that number 25, a 28:52. for the fast time here in qualifying. Set to lead the field to the green flag for our third chase race. Only 2 more weeks remain for drivers to separate themselves. And as the music has faded into the background, the sands in the hourglass continue to drip away. Just about 60 seconds remaining, with only 3 drivers left to dethrone the king at the top. Jake Ennis continues to lead the scoring charts here in qualifying, and it looks like tech department, you still need to work on that. We'll get that worked out for tonight's race here at the Wild Hog 188 for the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Xfinity Series, coming down to the final few weeks. Championship points very close. Everybody still in it. Will last week's race winner upset the balance once again? Will Alex Wiggins be able to put his number 11 back in victory lane? We're going to find out in a few short moments, but before we do, we're going to head to a quick commercial break, come back trackside for your national anthem and starting lineup. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in out, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And back trackside as drivers begin to roll off of the starting grid, leading the field around the track behind your iRacing pace car, snatching the pole award moments ago. As you hear the sounds of the background, you know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup for the Wicked Hogs 188, starting inside row number 1 behind the wheel of that fast 25 Navy Accelerate Your Life Chevy. your pole sitter, Jake Innes. Brandon Mathia going to line up just to his outside with Alex Wiggins and Derek Moore back in row 2. Row number 3 here tonight, Alan Bledsoe and Cody Schultz. Riley Hoots and Aaron Alton for row 4. Row number 5, rounding out your top 10, Christian Abati and Doug Argabright. Andrew Alt, Daniel Jensen in row 6. Row number 7 looks like this. Brian Tarnowski with Andrew McConville, Nicholas Swing and Zach Miller. Row 8, row 9, Michael Overstreet, Patrick Coro, Clark Jenikin, Deontay Howard, and Jeffrey Engel finish out the 21 car field. So as the music fades, drivers will get underway. And green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Calm start to tonight's race. Drivers already down the backstretch. Still double file for your top spot. Brandon Mathia not letting go of the run on the high side. He's going to battle with your pole sitter off of 4. Going to come across the line. Momentum at the top of the racetrack. The one of Mathia leads. Lap number 1 will stay side by side back into 1. Old school Texas feel here tonight for those of you familiar with Texas Motor Speedway. Underwent a repaving and a little bit of a reconfiguration. We're going to kick it old school here tonight with the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity, or I apologize, Hauck Designs Cup Series. So used to saying Xfinity Series still. Even at this juncture in the season. And these two guys, familiar with running with each other. They've been up at the front all season long, both previous race winners. Will they make it back to victory lane here tonight? Jake Innes looking to try to walk away with the overall points lead heading into our final 2 weeks, and he will now secure that top spot back once again. Great run so far for Innes. Mathia back in second. Derek Moore up 1 position from where he qualified. The Arts and Marys. Jalapeno chips. Number 16. Derek, we hope we finally got the sponsors right. We've been calling it Arts Marts all season long. Fortunately enough, the PR people got to us this week and said, hey man, what are you doing? You out there messing this thing up week in, week out. Let's get it right. So we do apologize to the sponsors. Hopefully everything's kind of moved on out from here. Cody Schultz sitting back in the 4th position, the number 5 machine, up 2 positions from where he qualified from 6th, now running in 4th. Schultz, one of the drivers that also needs a good points night here tonight. Coming into tonight's race, 12 points out of your season championship lead. 3 races to go tonight and 2 more weeks. Still a lot of racing to be had. Still a long way to turn your season around and into the outside wall. Alan Bledsoe gonna kiss the wall just a little bit right in front of Batman himself, Christian Abati. A little bit of a hometown track. Hometown race for Abati, a Texas native. Right here running well inside the top 10 for the home crowd. See if he can make his way up through the field a little bit further. He's got Aaron Alt just in front of him. Abati down to the bottom of the racetrack. Alt up to the top. Check out that clean looking Mopar machine. Riley Hoots out there looking good behind the wheel of that number 9 machine. Alex Wiggins right there sitting in 9th, 10th place, rounding out your top 10, the 41 of Doug Argabright. He's stayed stable throughout the course of these first 8 laps so far here tonight. We'll see if he can make some headway for the rest. Giving up some time on the bottom of the racetrack now is Aaron Alt. Alan Bledsoe right there, struggling after a little bit of contact with the outside wall. That's going to bring the Mopar number 9 right up into the mix. Bledsoe now going to make some attempts to keep that 9 behind them, but Hoops looking quick early here at Texas. Single file racing halfway down the backstretch, lap number 10 underway. And it's a long night of racing, right? These cars going to undergo quite a bit of change. The handling and the fall off is going to be quite significant throughout these green flag runs. We'll see who's able to manage the tires, manage the fuel, and manage to make their way into victory lane here tonight for the Wild Hogs 188. Lots still going on, a lot still happening around the track. We're going to jump around a little bit. Here's a bee's nest near the tail end of your top 10. Boots Argabright, Janikin, Wiggins, Wing, all right here running with each other. Close little moment there between Argabright and Janikin. Back on the track behind the wheel of that Fast Peak Performance number 27 machine. Janikin already up 10 positions from where he qualified. Biggest mover of the race. He is the man on the move as we cross the line to lap number 14 that goes on the board. And trouble on the track. Andrew McConville going to have some issues through the middle of 1 and 2. Contact with the outside wall. Let's go check the replay. On a little tap from the back from the Kool-Aid man himself. Brian Tarnowski going to catch a little piece of the tail end of that Frenchie's Steakhouse number 10 machine piloted by Andrew McConville. Let's take one more look at it here. It looked like a little bit of a snack up behind the 99 National Guard. The Subway machine piloted by Nicholas Swing. One more time, guys. Do we got an overhead of that one? Can we see the drone cam? Do we have that one here tonight? And indeed we do. So let's go back. Check out how it went down one more time. There you can see Wing just off of the front. Closing rate quite substantial. The 10 has to check up with Tarnowski unable to back out quick enough. Caution flag flies for the first time as we head back out front with your race leader. Jake Ennis remains on track while a handful head down pit road. Well, we're not quite sure who that is out there in the chat, but we do appreciate the comment there. We've got a lot of great people here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, so if you happen to like me and you happen to think I'm good, I'm just the tip of the iceberg. We've got some guys out there that are absolutely phenomenal, and if dirt track racing is your thing, well, you gotta check out when the boss man is on the mic, or maybe even you'll find yourself tuning in one night with Muth in the booth, an amazing announcer and commentator. So we do appreciate the comment. Thank you very much, but we're not going to dwell on that or pat ourselves on the back a little too soon. We're bound to mess something up here tonight. It's a thing. If you come to hang out with Dave in the cave, you're going to find yourself laughing along the way, watching some great racing action here provided by the ASMR Hauck Designs Gen 4. Cup Series, long way to go. Caution number 1 flies on lap number 15. Top 6 stay out on the racetrack. Front pack gonna look a little different now. Edison Moore will bring us back to the green flag. Jenikin and Arkham right back in row 2 with Wiggins and Miller. Finishing out the drivers that stayed out on track. And we got the Power Rangers here once again. We had a load of Power Rangers out on the track earlier throughout the year, and if you missed it, well, you missed an amazing night, an amazing race. We've got Superman, we've got Batman, we got the Red Ranger in the house. Check him out right there behind the wheel of that number 38 Machine Man. Zach Miller never disappoints when he gets to the track with these wraps. And, well, we're not going to disappoint you. We're going to head back to the front for this drop of the green flag. Pace car going to make the left-hand turn and down pit road. And we'll get ready to fire these things off once again. Into the restart zone we roll, and away we go. Green flag flies once again here from Texas Motor Speedway. Clean restart as the field flies by, heading to turn number 3. There you can see just a handful of guys down on that inside lane. Some guys getting shuffled down a little bit at the top side. Big moment there as the 9 of Riley Hoots all over the tail end of Aaron Hall just out in front. Let's go back to the battle back there. What do you say we go back here? Big kerfuffle going on. Drivers battling for positions. Track position key early on these restarts. 2-3 wide as we head to turn number 3. Andrew walking back out of that one. Oh, Aaron thought a little bit better of it. Had a moment, had a chance, had the opportunity, but thought maybe it's time for Batman to play it safe. But with Superman hounding you out of your rearview mirror, I don't know that playing it safe is really a thing that you're going to be able to do. Brandon Bethia in that number 1 machine looking to get back to the front row. A little bit slower of a pit stop under our caution. Put him back in the field. Abante and Bethia tries to make their way back to the top 5. Not a lot to speak of. Jake Ennis at the front behind the wheel of that Navy Accelerator Life Chevy. Stepping out to a 0.3 of a second advantage. Clear track out front. Clark Janikin maintaining that second position. Biggest mover of the night. 17 positions gained for Janikin. Yeah, he benefited, benefited a little bit from the caution, but he was already up 10 positions. So he was already there inside of the top 10. Gonna pick up a handful more, and now he's gonna try to take over the race lead. Riley Hoots with a big moment on the high side. Lot of momentum. 4 laps in a row, riding the rim. And Hoots gets the job done. He's going to take away the race lead for the first time here tonight. The Mopar number 9 into the outside wall. Into the outside wall. Doesn't look like it's really affected the right side of that number 9 machine. A little bit of scrape there on the rear quarter panel just above that right rear tire. We'll look to see if the Goodyear scraped off. No, the Goodyear yellow still on the tire, so significant enough, but not enough to really be worried about. Fresh, fresh tires at the front of the field. Now Jenkins is struggling after staying out under our first caution. 15 lap difference on the tires, and you can see the struggle that beseeches Innes right now. He's going to have to fight hard like the Navy SEALs to keep himself inside of the top 5. He's got some hungry drivers behind him. Here comes that 24 of Alan Bledsoe, the 27 of Clark Janigan, back with some pace after dropping back quickly on the restart. Now finds a rhythm, finds some pace on the old tires. He's going to try to ride this thing on out. Look for him to come to pit road. These two, as they battle side by side, look for those 6 drivers that stayed out to start eyeballing pit road. Here in about another 10 laps, we should see these guys heading down pit road for their first green flag pit stop. And that could be big. This is what could really shake up the field and mix up the running order. We're going to see how it all plays out across the line this time by lap 27 on the board. It's not all about the drivers at the front. How about the battle back here near the 10th position? Behind the wheel of that number 11 Celsius Energy Machine, Alex Wiggins, last week's race winner, looking to get that Celsius sponsor back into victory lane. Will he be able to do it back-to-back racing performances? It's been a tough task for drivers to go back-to-back. We only have a handful of drivers that have been to victory lane. And going back-to-back is quite a tall task. We'll see if he can get the job done. Andrew Moore struggling, or Derek Moore, I apologize, struggling a little bit at the top side of the racetrack. Andrew McConville closes in. McConville involved in our first caution here tonight. Backed it into the outside wall. Looks like the crew has massaged that rear bumper cover. Got him back out on the track, looking good, looking sporty. 2 wide through 3 and 4. We head back across the stripe. Lap number 30 underway. So as the racing somewhat begins to calm down, I say somewhat because we're a bit single file here, right around that 10th position. Driver still jockeying for position. As you can see, the cancer pit warden, number 91. Yeah, we can't say that on the air. We're just not. But anyways, Patrick Coro making his way up through the field, up 6 positions from where he qualified, 18th on the starting grid, now running in the 12th position. Coro looks fast at the top of the speedway. So with less than 100 laps remaining here tonight, a few drivers in the field are going to have to start focusing. And it's with a bump from behind. The 28 of Tarnowski into the back end of that Navy Chevy Impala. That's going to leave a little bit of rear damage on the 25. The Kool-Aid car, top of the racetrack, no damage as of yet, or at least none of any significance, as we switch to some of our in-car cameras here tonight. Behind the wheel of the number 29 machine, Andrew Walton going to throw the car down into turn number 1, chasing after Arger Brighton Coro. Meanwhile, out front, man on the move. He's gained his way all the way back up inside of your top 3, back into second, right where he qualified here tonight. A little look out of the windshield with Brendan Bethia. Driver that was in the front, now in the rear. Let's go back, take a look inside of the 45 with Christian Abati. There you can see Derek Moore just to his outside. Moore and Abati both championship contenders came into tonight's race tied at the top with 1,078 points apiece, both with 2 race wins so far this season. Are we watching the heavyweight battle here in Texas? Oh, gotta jump out of the gas, and that's never good. Abati fighting with the loose car, the number 38 into the outside wall, or 28, I apologize. Brian Tarnowski with a little bit of trouble. There's Janik and Argabright and Wiggins to pit road. Derek Moore and Zach Miller going to hit pit lane as well. So all of the drivers that stayed out under our first caution hitting pit lane this time around right at about that 10 lap mark that I told you they were going to stay out about another 10 laps. Well, there it is. There you have it. Looks to be about a 33 lap fuel run. So we'll await the rest of the field to come to pit lane, but this is what's going to separate the field. This is going to mix things up, catch a handful of fast drivers out. It's going to catch a few of them behind the 8 ball. 21 drivers took to the starting grid. We have still got 19 remaining out there on the track with only 12 left on the lead lap. Daniel Jensen sitting as the final driver on the lead lap as the battle for the race lead rages on. 38 of Zach Miller going to go by, get himself just 1 lap down now, sliding through the corners. Oh, my goodness. Zach Miller giving it all she's got at the bottom of the racetrack. Cat fishing, but tail fishing. Tail fishing is that a thing? Tail fishing? It sounds right, so we're going to roll with it. Rolling with it at the top of the racetrack behind the wheel of that Mopar number 9. Securely out front, Riley Hoots shows the way. We'll cross the line. Lap number 40 going to go on the board just about a third of the way through tonight's Wicked Hogs 188 for the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Cup Series. Let's jump around the track just a little bit, trying to bring you some more of the battles out there tonight. The side-by-side racing action once again. Brendan Mathia trying to take that second spot away from Aaron Alt. We've got Batman, we've got Jeff Gordon, and we've got the Red Power Ranger. All right here running at a line 38 machine. Still 1 lap down. Miller waiting for these lead drivers to make their first green flag pit stop of the night. Whereas Miller, Abante, Jenikin, Argabright, Derek Moore, Jay Guinness, Alex Wiggins have already been to pit lane. Little bit of problems, little bit of damage. Brian Tarnowski gonna put the hood up on pit lane. Inching closer and closer to green flag pit stops for the majority of the field that came down pit road under our first and only caution here tonight. Back on lap number 15. Look for these front runners to start eyeballing that entry to pit road. But before we watch this field really get shaken up with the conclusion of the round of green flag pit stops, let's visit some of our championship contenders. 5 drivers fighting for supremacy. 5 drivers fighting to prove who's the best. We're going to start at the top of the list with this man right here behind the wheel of that fast 45. He's always in the mix, always in the picture. 12 top 10s so far this season, 9 top 5s, 2 race wins. Christian Abate sits tied on top of your championship point standings. tied with this man right here who has just as many accolades this season. 8 top 10s, 7 top 5s with 2 race wins to his name as well behind the wheel. That Arts and Mary's Jalapeno Chips. Number 16 machine Derek Moore sitting 14th on the racetrack. Jake Ennis has had some troubles. He was your David Spears Design Pole Award winner, but the 25 right behind Moore, running in 15th right now, awaiting the field to finish out their round of green flag pit stops. We're going to check in with our next championship contender, Andrew Walt, behind the wheel of that number 29 machine. The iconic DuPont Superman paint scheme here tonight for Andrew Walt. We've been looking forward to seeing him pull this one back out of the garage. Good to see it back out on track and heading to the front, heading to pit road. Green flag pit stops have begun. Andrew Walt and Patrick Core are going to come to pit road just in time. Caution flag flies. Caution number 2 flies right as the round of green flag pit stops are going to begin, and this may very well catch that number 29 out. Let's see what happened here. Let's go to the replay. It is going to be Andrew McConville. McConville going to have some problems in 1 and 2. Let's go take a look. Oh, in the 41 to get a catch a little bit of the tail end. Pick the rear of the car up. Let's take one more look at that, guys. Do we got one more look? Yeah, that's going to be a little bit after the fact. But trouble here for McConville. And there it is, just slow on the racetrack behind that number 4 of Daniel Jensen. The 41 of Doug Argerbright going to come in, collect him in the rear. The Freddy Steakhouse number 10 with a little bit more damage after hitting that outside safer barrier. So as we go back out front with race leader Riley Hoots getting ready to bring the field down pit road, I would expect to see the entire field down pit lane. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back trackside for all your green flag action here tonight at the Wicked Hogs 188. Don't go anywhere, race fans. You're watching the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Cup Series. and back trackside as promised, not missing any of the green flag action field. Get a double up halfway down the back stretch behind the iRacing pace car. Our good buddy Joshua Norwood gonna take that iRacing pace car back down pit road. Little light night of duty here tonight for Norwood. We'll see if he can prop his feet up and eat some more pizza down there on the pit lane. He better send some ice cream up here to the booth. That's all I'm saying. Been wanting some of that Andy's custard. So famous down here in Texas. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. That's all I got to say. Front of the field, getting ready to set ourselves underway. Back to the restart zone. All the gas quick and green. Flag flies once again here at Texas Motor Speedway. Hornet's Nest, front of the field, 2 laps behind us after the restart. The number 24 machine of Alan Bledsoe, looking for the top spot for the first time here tonight. Hungry behind the wheel of that number 1 machine. Brandon Mathia back up into the mix. Here comes that National Guard footlong Subway, number 99 machine of Nicholas Wing. Wing looking to turn his race around here tonight, up 11 positions from where he qualified, hunting the front. Once again, lap number 54 on the board, just about 10 laps away from that halfway point. Will we see patience wear thin? Will we see drivers become a little more aggressive with their moves? We've got some aggressive driving at the front, hunting the bottom right here. Going to show the nose to the inside of Bledsoe. Mathia drops to the bottom of the racetrack. He's gonna catfish his way around and tiptoeing through the tulips on the high side after the restart as the tires warm up. The Monte Carlo SS number 24 DuPont machine piloted by Bledsoe. Gonna try to maintain the momentum, but it just does not look like it's gonna work out, and he's gonna give up that top spot. Mathia to the front. Mathia blazes the trail, and as we cross the line, we're going to drop that timing and scoring back over to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you find and follow along with your favorite driver in the field here tonight, just like we do right here in the production booth. And just as we say that, I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of the hard-working men and women here at the Turn 3 Racing Network. The guys and girls that are the unsung heroes that make everything happen, coming out, getting great action shots all around the track, putting these great onboard cameras aboard these machines to give us some great action shots. Speaking of which, let's go inside of the race car, taking a look at the man putting in work behind the wheel inside of his office. Alan Bledsoe works the wheel through 3 and 4. We'll jump back outside of the car and around the track once again, battling for positions inside of your top 5, looking for a podium position. Here comes that number 9 Mopar machine of Riley Hoots. He's been fast all race long. A pleasant surprise to see Hoots up there. He's had a little bit of a rough go these past handful of weeks, but looking, oh, and the 10 with trouble again. McConville sideways. Andrew McConville just seems to be struggling a little bit with the grip, and that could be that 14-mile-an-hour wind we talked about in tonight's pre-race. That 14-mile-an-hour wind cutting across the track right there at the exit of 3 and 4. So, not really surprised to see some of these drivers struggling in that portion of the racetrack. Driver into the outside wall. That's going to be, I believe, the 39 of... That's going to be Brian Ternowski. Not really sure why it's got the 39 on the side of his car. Michael Overstreet, the 39 machine. There it is. A little bit of trouble for Overstreet. Just past the halfway point, or right here at it. So what do you say we go ahead and give you your mid-race report, your driver highlights and spotlights as the field works their way around the track. Lap 62 goes on the board. Brenda Bethia out front, showing the way. Clear cut advantage right now, 3/4 of a second in gaining. Brenda Bethia out front in the top spot. Alan Bledsoe, front runner all race long, the Missouri native, looking to snatch his first race win of the season. Just a handful of weeks remain here for Brendan to try to get it, or for Alan to try to get it done. Teammate Brenda Bethia already to victory lane twice so far this season. Could tonight be the night that Bledsoe gets it done? Great race tonight here as well for, man, the Batmobile out there on the track tonight. The Impala of the Aaron Alt sits in the third position, rounding out the final drivers on your podium here tonight. Great run so far. Qualified inside the top 10. Still running inside the top 10. Finishing out your top 3 drivers is Brandon Bethia behind the wheel of the number 1 machine. Bethia looking for his 3rd win of the season. Looking to try to be the best of the rest. Bethia missing a handful of races this season, so unfortunately not fighting for that season championship. But Bethia, 7 races in, has 6 top 10s, 4 top 5s with 2 race wins. That is an amazing percentage. When he is on track, he is at the front, and he is a driver that you have to look out for, and he's got to look out for the outside wall. He's going to snatch a little bit of damage on that one as Clark Janikin going to go by, and that's going to finish out drivers inside of your top 5. The Las Vegas native, well, he's used to the limelight. He's used to the show. Looking to be the show here tonight. Janikin, biggest mover of the race, up 15 positions from where he qualified, 19th to 4th, and looking for 3 more. And that's going to round out your driver highlights and spotlights. So let's finish off that mid-race report. 21 drivers to the starting grid. We have still got 19 out on the track with 17 remaining. On the lead lap, the number 29 machine of Andrew Walt listed as the first driver, 1 lap down, sitting in the lucky dog position, begging, pleading, asking for a little bit of help here. So as drivers eyeball the finish of tonight's race, let's jump around the track once again. A little look here at Nicholas Wing for a moment. We're going to go back to the battles inside of your top 5. There you can see Bledsoe and Andrew Alt, Aaron Alt starting to go at it for that top spot, sitting 3rd and 4th on the racetrack. Riley Hoots and Clark Janikin to get a go at it. Janikin, bottom of the racetrack, trying to put that peak performance machine inside of your top 3. Big wiggle on the high side. Hoots has to give up the position. And you know, with a moment like that, big wiggle like that, you gotta just give, right? It's not in any race car driver's mentality or nature just to roll over, let a guy make a pass. But when you're catching the wheel like that, Or the back end of the car is just absolutely stepping out and you're twitching, trying to get it back, heading in the right direction, straight line speed, key here at Texas Motor Speedway, momentum very big. It's best to just sometimes let them go. Speaking of letting him go, Alan Bledsoe gave up the top spot last time around. New race leader here at Texas Motor Speedway, Aaron Alt, gonna show the way. Speaking of show the way, let's show you a little look from the tail end of a few of these machines throughout the field, riding with Aaron Holm. Front of the field, you can see Clark Jenikin digging on the bottom of the racetrack, catfishing all night long here in his Peak Performance Motorsports Monte Carlo. Jenikin might have things dialed in. He might have things figured out. Another look back off of the tail end of the ADS number 5 machine, Cody Schultz. As the 99 of Nicholas Wing behind him, a little bit of a gap back, so comfortably running in that 6th position for the moment. Cody Schultz makes his way through 3 and 4. So as we're just past the halfway point, it looks like we are working in to green flag pit stop territory. Doug Orgebright and Christian Abati both down pit lane. Want to take this opportunity to ask if you enjoy the racing action here tonight or each and every Wednesday night. Show these drivers some love and appreciation, to make sure before you go here tonight you drop that thumbs up. Let them know that you enjoy all of the racing action. Only 2 cautions so far here tonight, so a very clean race at a very fast, tough track. Texas Motor Speedway hosting the ASMR Hauck Designs Cup Series and the Wicked Hogs 188. So while we got you, go ahead and show these drivers that love. Join us in that continued push for 4,000. Drop the thumbs up, click subscribe, and as always, smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, David the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Without you, there would be no us. So again, show these drivers some love and drop them a thumbs up. Clark Jenikin out front, opening up the race lead to a 2/10 of a second advantage, as himself and Aaron Alt separate from your 3rd and 4th place runners, just about a second separating the front of the field to the rest of the pack. Hoots looking to walk away from Matthias. Alan Bledsoe waiting in the rings right here, ready to pick up the pieces should there be any. And Nicholas Wing, we took a look off of the tail end of Cody Schultz moments ago, just a handful of laps ago, and there you can see already that National Guard subway machine has made up some ground, made up some time, and has grabbed a position. Lap number 78 goes on the board out of the 125 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. So indeed, we are on the downhill, and we have got quite a bit of different strategies here tonight. Most of the field coming down pit road under our last caution back at lap number 48. Handful of guys to pit road around lap 69 to 72 so far. We're going to extend that a little bit here as Aaron Alt and Cody Schultz come to pit road this time around. So things about to get busy and going to leave us with less than 50 to go. Clark Jenikin going to take over the race lead now, first time here tonight. New race leader behind the wheel of that Peak Performance Motorsports, number 27, Clark Jenikin shows the way off of 4. And again, we see caution flag fly right during the round of green flag pit stops. We're going to see what the trouble was here. Let's see if we can't go back and find it. Not seeing any issues out of the front of the field here. There it is. Big issues for the 29. Big issues. Once again, let's take one more look at it here. The 29 involved. The 16 get a catch-up piece of it. And the magnet for action here tonight seems to be the number 10 machine of Andrew McGonville. He's going to pick up quite a bit of substantial right side damage on that Freddy Steakhouse number 10 machine. So again, caution flag going to fly right when that round of green flag pit stops begins. Handful of drivers already on and off pit road, trapped a lap down. At this point, they're going to have to stay out on the racetrack. That's going to allow the front of the field a little bit of advantage as Jenikin will lead them to pit road. We're going to take just a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for your green flag restart. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And back trackside, as promised, not missing any of the green flag action. Field going to receive the one to go this time around. A lot of wave around cars out in front of your race leader, Riley Hoot's going to win the race off of pit road. The Mopar number 9 will lead us back to the green flag. Will the Dodge Charger be able to keep the hungry Jenikin behind him? Clarkey looking for his third win of the season. Will he be the first driver to make that breakthrough to separate himself in the winner's column? Jenikin missing a handful of races, so not involved in that championship battle as we have come so accustomed to seeing him. But still, a phenomenal season as the field gets the wave around. The one to go signal goes up, pace car lights out. We're ready to go back. Green flag racing here from Texas. Halfway down the backstretch, more than half of the field looking to try to catch up. Side by side at the front, Hoots and Jenikin gonna bring us back to the green flag. Mathia and Bledsoe back in row 2. Wing and Overstreet gonna round out row number 3 with Daniel Jensen, Andrew McConville, Patrick Oro, and Jake Innes rounding out your top 10 field. Gonna make it to the rear of the front pack. Pace car ran into the restart zone, and green flag flies as Hoots nails the loud pedal. Gonna set sail down to turn 1. Big moment there for Jenikin. He's going to lose the front end of the car, wash way up the racetrack. That's going to allow Brendan Bethia the opportunity to pounce on the inside. The one going to take that position away now as Jenikin fights back to the bottom. Big wiggle. Big wiggle. Oh my God. Shout it out on Bledsoe. Keep that out of that outside wall. Huge wiggle out of 3 and 4, and somebody's had some trouble. Brian Ternowski looks like he may have some issues behind the wheel of that Kool-Aid number 28 machine into the outside wall. Trouble ensues. Caution. Number 4 of the night. Let's take a look. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Did you see the force? Oh my gosh, that is... Watch this hit. Oh my... We're going to take a better look at it here, man. That 19 of Aaron Hall, front runner. Fast car here tonight, but the Badmobile may be heading to the Bad Cave after that one. Let's take one more look at it here. Just absolutely pancakes the car. Oh my goodness. Tough hit, hard hit with that outside wall. One more look at it here. Driver's going to battle over real estate. Ternowski down the track. Oh my gosh. That'd take your breath away in a heartbeat. My gosh, what a hit. So back alive, front of the field we roll with race leader Riley Hoots. And I know some of you may be out there like, well, I mean, it's only a simulation. You're not really feeling the hit, but you know hits like that happen when it comes to real racing. And we see these drivers get out the cars, we see them wave, we see them walk off, and it's just a testament of how brutally rough this sport is, but how unbelievably safe it has become. A lot of safety innovations since one of the darkest days in racing down to Daytona. If you know, you know. We're not going to talk about it because it gets us a little bit emotional, and we don't need to take you to that place. But enough being said about that. A lot of great safety implications all over the United States with the safety improvements to the walls and racing surfaces, things of that nature, as well as the harnesses and apparatuses inside of these machines that keep these drivers safe after just unbelievably rough hits. Just And well, what we've seen, well, that's racing. We're going to get the 2 to go signal from the boss man to the flag stand. Driver's going to have 2 laps to get ready to restart. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, a snap of the fingers, your race can go from amazing to amazingly bad. Down on pit road, fixing extensive damage. It's going to be a tough task, even to get that number 19 back out on track. Aaron Alt from the front of the field. Now on pit road with sawzalls, hammers, and hoods up in the air. Tough night here tonight for the crew. We'll see if they can get that machine back on track, but we're closing in on just about 35 laps remaining. Intensity level's going to pick up. Drivers are going to be a little less likely to roll over. They're going to battle for every inch, every position over these final few laps here in the Wicked Hogs 188, brought to you by the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Cup Series. Boss man of the flag stand, the one finger wave. We've got one to go. Here at Texas, want to take this moment to shout out a few of our sponsors back on board once again. Staple here with the Turn 3 Racing Network, Butt Kicker. Big shout out to everybody back at the Butt Kicker headquarters, bringing you all the feeling for your gaming experiences. Their haptic transducers bring all the action right to your seat. The future is feeling. Butt Kicker, feel what you've been missing. Big shout out to Beef Jerky Unlimited, some of the best beef jerky in America. If you're looking for a trip or you need a little snack for a stocking stuffer, look no further than Beef Jerky Unlimited. They've got it all: turkey jerky, chicken jerky, as well as the brand new Mango Nero pork jerky. That's right, pork jerky. Check them on out at beefjerkyunlimited.com. Pace car in. We await the loud pedal once again. Hoot's going to bring us to the restart zone, and green flag flies once again here from Texas Motor Speedway. Again, these restarts are where drivers are going to really begin to jockey for those positions. This is where they're really going to get down to the nitty-gritty, right? Less than 35 laps remaining. You gotta get the job done. You gotta take what's given to you, and you may have to steal something that ain't yours. Michael Overstreet looking to turn his night around. First time we've talked about him inside of your top 5 as we drop the timing scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. There you can see Overstreet now running in third. The all-black number 39 hunting the front. Clark Janik going to get to work his way back down to the bottom of the racetrack. And Janik, although he's made up a lot of time here tonight, he's still yet to break into that sub-29 second category on the lap times. So quite an amazing job being able to work his way up through the field. Now up 16 positions from where he qualified. Still yet to run a 28-second lap. Fastest lap of the race turned in from Christian Abate, the 45. He's been mired back in traffic. Your overall points leader. Mired back in traffic all night long. Got off sequence early and just hasn't been able to recover. Has just been stuck in traffic, just meandering back there, right? Just enthralled in battle after battle, but not really picking up any positions. It's been a tough night for the 45 as he's now back inside of the top 10 for the first time in quite a while. He's going to send all the way now in 9th. Through turns 1 and 2, driver's going to set sail right down the back stretch, coming right into your living room screens as they head back into turn 3. Let's take you up close and personal. What do you say we jump down to our trackside camera here in turn number 4? Oh my gosh, just look. Now that is how you get close to racing right there here at Texas Motor Speedway. You're watching the Wicked Hog 188. Side-by-side racing ensues for second position. Clark Janikin looking to take that spot away and hunt the race lead once again briefly. In the race lead, Janikin giving up that top spot under our latest caution to head to pit road to get 4 tires and fuel. Field will have to make a green flag pit stop. They do not have enough to get to the end here. So we'll see if this thing gets broken up by a late race caution or if we finish this out under green flag racing conditions. 4 cautions so far through the night, right at that 100 lap mark. Brendan Mathia out front, showing the way by just about a half a second as Clark Janikin going to take that second spot away from Riley Hoots. Hoots has been one of the dominating drivers here tonight. He's been up at the front for the majority of the evening. Even contact with the outside wall hasn't seemed to slow the number 9 down here tonight. Cody Schultz needed a good run. Let's check in with championship contender behind the wheel of that ADS machine. Schultz now inside of the top 5, running in that 4th position. Great night so far for him, maintaining a grip on a great points day, as Chris Abati and Derek Moore struggle a little bit outside of the top 5 for the moment. The Arts and Marys Jalapeno Chips number 16 machine now going to take that 5th spot away just behind. Let's take a look right here. He's going to grab that spot away as Michael Overstreet fades to 6th. We've got battles at the front. We've got some battles in the back. Let's go back, check this one out. 2-3 cars involved right here. The number 28 machine of Brian Ternowski, the Kool-Aid car, off of the lead lap, sitting 8 laps down, but still battling for position on track with the 99 of Nicholas Wing and the 41 of Doug Argabright. Argabright right there in that Haas Automation Monster Energy Chevy machine has run well, has just slid back as of late. Will Argabright somehow find a way back inside of your top 10? We talked about Abati and we talked about Moore having rough nights and rough goes here at Texas Motor Speedway as we cross the line with only 22 laps remaining. Abati able to work his way up to 7th. Derek Moore now sitting in 5th, so the cream starting to rise to the top late here tonight and Texas Motor Speedway. A lot to look at, a lot going on. And we've got battles at the front. Your top 3 knows the tail. Down the backstretch, back into turn number 3. Mathia showing the way, but a little bit of a twitch out of the front end of that Chevy Impala. He's got the Monte Carlo machine with Clark Janikin behind him. The Dodge Charger of Riley Hoots in tow. These 3 guys have been some of the fastest out on the track, and are, though Janikin has just now broken into that 28-second mark on the lap sheet. On the lap time sheets, Janikin has been one of those drivers that has just absolutely tore his way up through the field. Gained over 10 positions before our first caution flag tonight. Turned around, gave up those positions to come to pit road. It has turned around and ran his way all the way back to the front once again down the backstretch. 19 to go on the board here tonight. It's going to get pretty heated at the front. Big wiggle in the dirty air. Air coming off the nose of that 27 machine, and Janikin gonna have to chase it up the track. That's gonna open up the door for the 9. Big run to the bottom into 1. So as your top 3 have over a 2-second advantage, Mathia gonna lose some ground as Hoots fires his way back to the front. New race leader once again at the point, showing the way is Riley Hoots. Final few laps, so we want to give some more shout outs to all of our great sponsors here on the Turn 3 Racing Network with the ASMR Hauck Designs Cup Series. As always, want to give a huge shout out to Hauck Designs coming on board, sponsoring the entire season. Once again, title sponsor here. So we want to give a huge shout out to them. If you're looking for a wrap, you need some helmets, maybe you want your pit crew to look fresh, you can check them on out at Hauck Designs. Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet also coming on board this season. Great group over there at Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet. The original Intimidator spot located in Newton, North Carolina. If you're looking for a way to get on the fast track to a new or used car, they've got some great deals and great souvenirs over there at the shop as well. You can run on over to the car lot, or you can find them at DaleEarnhardtChevrolet.com. Clark Janikin going to take that top spot away with just 15 to go. Will it be our final lead change as Janikin shoots away off of 2? Big contact there, and you can see the loss of momentum jumping on the opportunity is Hoots at the top of the racetrack. He's going to utilize that momentum to set sail around the high side, take the position away from Janikin as they go back down the backstretch. Once again, lap traffic out front. This could become a factor with less than 15 to go. For all intents and purposes, this will be the battle for the checkered flag. 3 cars tango here at Texas in the Wicked Hog 188 for the ASMR Hauck Designs Cup Series, coming to the final few laps, the final few miles. Less than 20 miles of racing action remain in front of these guys as they head back across the stripe. Lap traffic right out in front. Definitely going to become a factor. It's just going to be how much of a factor, how much of a hindrance, a nuisance will it be? You got to pick your positions. You got to find your pass before you get there. You can't run up on them and then try to figure it out. You got to be methodical. You got to start looking at where they're running. We'll see how Hoots navigates his way through the lap traffic as we've got green flag pit stops underway. Andrew Wall going to be the first driver to pull the trigger and head to pit road. The number 29 going to give up a spot inside of the top 10 for his final fuel in tires. 9 laps now remain with the Dodge Charger out front. The Mopar number 9 of Riley Hoots. He's led the most laps here tonight, knocking on the door of the fastest lap of the race. Just, oh my gosh, big wiggle, big moment. Just 5 thousandths of a second off pace of that fastest lap of the race. We'll see if any of these front runners eyeball pit road, or will they attempt what I perceive, which again, it's just my perception. I don't think it's going to be able to be done. And I mean, I'm not always right. Okay, let's put that out there. I was wrong before, but I mean, that's when I thought I was wrong. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, well, there it is. Not going to be wrong on that one. Riley Hood's going to head to pit road. That's going to bring Mathia and Moore down as well. Clark Janik going to stay out on track. The Peak Performance Motorsports number 27 elects to stay out, trying to give himself a little cleaner run into pit lane. Will it be a fuel-only stop, or will drivers take tires? Five laps to go this time. It looks, it sounds like he is saving fuel. Will Janikin attempt to do it? He's going to stay out on the racetrack. Give us 5 to go. The high five from the boss man to the flag stand as Janikin, I don't think he's going to try to come to pit road. I don't see how he's not going to come to pit road and make it. But I mean, it gives us one hell of a talking point, right? And you know, FCC, bill me. I don't care. This is going to be crazy. Just over 5 miles of racing remain. 4 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway in the Wicked Hog 188. Can Janikin do the unthinkable and save enough fuel? You can hear him completely out of the gas getting into these corners. Is that going to be enough? I've seen some pretty amazing things before, and with 3 to go, he might pull this off. If he pulls this off, that is going to be ridiculous. Giving up a ton of speed and a ton of time. Alan Bledsoe just off in the background, sitting in second, the 24 machine. He is in conservation mode as well. So although he is closing in, he can't put the gas pedal down much harder. We're going to see popsicle sticks on display. This time around, only 2 to go. This is where it's going to get dicey and hairy, though. And Alan Bledsoe, he is going to make a move and take the top spot away from Janikin. Alan Bledsoe now in control of his own destiny. Does Janikin have enough to make it around one more time in this 24? Looking for victory lane for the first time this season. White flag flies. Final lap here tonight at the Wicked Hog 188. Does he have enough fuel to get back around? That's going to be a big ask. That's going to be the task at hand. He's going to do it. He's halfway there, halfway down the backstretch into turn number 3 for the final time here tonight. And Alan Bledsoe proves me wrong. It saves enough fuel. Works off of 4, crossing the line. Checkered flag in hand, your race winner here tonight behind the wheel of that iconic DuPont number 24 Chevy Monte Carlo. Alan Bledsoe gonna win for the first time this season, and he may be out of gas on the backstretch. an amazing job from a lot of drivers out there stretching it. It looks like your top 6 drivers in the finishing order here tonight going to walk away without making that final green flag pit stop. So a lot of drivers able to stretch it. Maybe it wasn't as big of an issue as we thought. Nonetheless, whether you get it done by a minute, a mile, or an inch, winning is all that matters. And the 24 of Alan Bledsoe joins the list of drivers with a season win. Job well done, my friend. And as he enjoys a post-race celebration, puts on a smoke show for all the fans in the stands, I'm going to take a brief commercial break, get things set up for your post-race interview, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back live from Texas Motor Speedway. And backtrack side at the conclusion of tonight's Wicked Hog 188 right here from Texas Motor Speedway with the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Cup Series. An amazing night, an amazing event. We've had a moment to catch up and talk to a handful of our podium drivers before coming back on air to you live. And I tell you what, it's been an absolute riot to talk to these guys, man. I'm surprised I'm surprised they didn't catch us on air laughing at some of the shenanigans going on here in the booth in the post-race interviews, but we're going to get set to talk to a handful of these guys. So what do you say we started off with a man that attempted it, but it didn't quite work out. Still walking away with a fine night. Going to finish in third here tonight behind the wheel of that 27 machine. Clarkins Dave, man, long time no see. How you doing, bud?
Horrible. I should have won this one. I had speed.
Well,
It's been a while. I had a blast tonight. It's good to be back.
Well, I mean, where did it... I'm not trying to rub salt in the wounds, but you know how I am with you. I'm going to poke the bear and, trying to set the tiger on fire. But, I mean, where did it go wrong? It seemed like you had the race winning strategy coming to the end. Did you just save too much? Did you not save enough early enough? What happened?
Well, I could be a grown up here and take responsibility, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to blame Dave Gage for not showing up. He's supposed to be the crew chief of the team and do all the strategy. I'm just here to make people laugh, and he was not here, and I lost this race because I didn't do fuel strategy correctly. So it's 100% his fault. Let it be known, he owes me tacos and tequila.
Tacos and tequila for messing up the strategy. You know what? I would just blame him every week to get some free tacos and tequila. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
what's
PR's Taco Palace in Florida, man. I'm going
yeah, I mean, what's
on
better?
Dave's tab. It's gonna be great.
Exactly. It's the best of all worlds, not just both worlds, all worlds, man. Free tacos and tequila. Uh, it like yeah, I'm just gonna stop because I'm gonna start getting hungry. Uh, you've had a crazy good season though, Clark. You've missed a handful of weeks, but every time you hit the track, you always seem to find a way, not just inside of the top 10, but inside of the top 5. Uh, yeah, you've maybe sort of won a couple more. We're not going to rub too much salt in that wound, but what's the key to your success? Because it seems like every time you hit the track, you're just absolutely fast.
It's gonna sound a little dumb, but I just don't take it too serious. I'm here to have fun, man. I'm not super intensely focused and trying to calculate 42 different things at once. I'm just in there in the room having a blast, cracking jokes with the guys. And when everybody's at ease, we just seem to drive better. I think that's the key.
Well, man, you having fun out there. It makes us have fun watching it. I hope all the fans in the stands and watching in TV land had fun enjoying a great race here tonight. So you know the drill. We're going to shut up and the mic is yours.
Yeah, appreciate your broadcast and good to see you, Ben. It's been a little over 2 months. Thanks to everybody here. PPM, Mentality, um, all the guys at TTB except for Dave because I lost because of him. Everybody, make sure you blame him. And congrats to Alan. He deserved it. He's grown a lot as a racer since he left this league. I'm glad to have him back and here in this one tonight.
Well, Clark, we hope to see you again before the end of the season. We still got 2 more weeks. You never know. You may be able to walk away with back-to-back winning performances before the end of this. But until next time, my friend, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Appreciate it.
All right, there you go. Final few words from the man that walks away third. Tried the strategy, just didn't quite work out for him. The Performance Motorsports number 27 machine of Clark Jenikin walks away with the final spot on the podium here tonight. That's going to move us right along the list to the man that started from the front row. Familiar man at the front with the pole positions this season. Let's see if we can't dial up the number 25 machine of Jacobs. Dave in the booth. You got us, bud?
I sure do.
Well, you started tonight's race right where you've started it multiple times throughout this season. Snatched the pole position. How was the race all night long? As it looked like at one point in time you kind of struggled after being sent back with a little different strategy.
Yeah. Did not know I had a 28.5 in me. That was very interesting to say the least. I was struggling all practice and finally getting it going at the end. Yeah, that first run, I thought everything was going great until that yellow came out. Didn't know if it was a little too early to pit. We were halfway through the fuel run. I didn't want to waste a set of tires, but I didn't know that the cautions were going to fit perfectly with the guys who pitted that time, so they were able to not have to pit on the green. Well, we did. But thankfully, yellows turned out my way, got back on the lead lap, topped off on fuel. Tried going to the end, hoping for a yellow to come out last minute, till I noticed, like, hey, I might be able to save some fuel here, and I was really, really close. I ended up going across the line with barely a tenth of a gallon in the tank. But it was a fantastic race. I love when races go that way. Congrats to Alan for being able to do it better than everyone else in the field, and it's a good finishing position for the chase, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, you came into tonight's race sitting in third, 6 points out of the overall championship lead. Things are going to change a little bit heading into next week's race at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So as we shift gears and look forward to those final 2 weeks, before we let you go here tonight from Texas, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Oh, this guy knows it already. I gotta thank my friend Chris for tuning in. He's an amazing guy. I was trying to get him to watch it, and he's right now doing his homework in our English class. So I'm glad that he's able to use up some of his time watching me do what I love doing most. And I gotta thank my teammates, uh, Derek, Christian, and Andy, for being very supportive, even though we're battling each other for the championship. But I'm glad for another good finish, and I'd like to thank all the people watching, you, Dave, and of course Dave Gage and Ed Hauck for running this whole thing.
Well, again, always a pleasure to catch up with you. At the end of these things, Jake, we know you're going to be fast next weekend when we hit that championship night. So enjoy your holiday. Have a Merry Christmas. And until next time, my friends, stay safe and, of course, keep it fast.
Happy holidays, Dave.
All right, there you go. Jake Ennis walks away with second on the track here tonight. That's going to move us into victory lane for the first time this season, getting the job done behind the wheel of that iconic DuPont number 24 machine in the victory lane for the first time here tonight. Alan Bledsoe, how you doing, bud? You got a copy?
Yeah, you pulled me into general at first, and then I was like confused.
Yeah, sometimes things happen. We're just gonna write it off at that.
Okay. Yeah,
Well,
I got a copy.
Well, man, a great strategy. You were able to save enough fuel. You were able to reel in Janikin there at the end. How much fuel did you really have? Because you gave a little bit of a smoke show at the end as well. How close was it?
I had less than half a lap left. And it said 0.4 on the black box. 0.4 laps, that is. And let's see. I had to clutch it and turn the engine off just to make it around the track to do my burnout, because that was what I was thinking of.
Well, man, you shocked the world here tonight by being one of the few non-championship drivers inside of your top 5 at the finish of this thing. Not only that, but you walked away with your first race win of the season. How good does it feel to knock that one out before the end of the season?
Oh man, it feels great, and it really feels like I'm gonna have a lot of momentum going into next season. I entered this season in race 5, so obviously I'm not gonna have much of a chance to make the playoffs. But I felt every race this season that I have been in like I've had a top 5 car, and so top 5 drivers make the playoffs. If I've got a top 5 car every week, hey. You know what? That puts me in playoff position. So I'm really looking forward to next season. And yeah, it's a great win, man. I'm real stoked about this one because I don't get many of those in league races.
Well, man, Christmas coming a little bit early for you and that 24 crew. Santa Claus going to drop off a race-winning performance for you here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. So before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back home or at the race shop?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'd really like to thank my teammates. Clark actually said that my teammates are the reason he ran it so close on fuel. And I was like, you're not supposed to worry about them. But no, my Brendan and Riley are great teammates, man. I'm looking forward to running the Daytona 24-hour race with them next month. And I was running with them pretty much the entire race. So I had their speed. I just, I came down pit road when they didn't. So, yeah, shout out to Brendan and Riley. Shout out to the league owners, Patrick. Dave is an admin. I'm surprised he couldn't make it to this one, but not everybody can make every race, And I got to give a shout out to everyone watching the stream, your live stream. My dad, especially, he sent me a text, or he sent me a series of texts, actually. He was like, "Yay, awesome win. I thought that brush with the wall hurt you too bad to get the win, but strategy. Yeah, strategy. That's right." And shout out to you, Dave, for the broadcasting. If it weren't for you, my dad wouldn't get to watch it. So, man, I gotta thank you for it.
Well, man, we appreciate the kind words in the comments. I hope Dad out there enjoys the racing action week in, week out. If there's anything else that we could do to make the experience for him a little bit better, tell him just shoot us a message and we'll try to accommodate any way that we possibly can. But I don't want to take away from what you did here tonight. The list of race winners is very short this season. You have now solidified yourself in that category. So job well done. Before we let you go, have a safe and happy holiday. Stay safe, and as always, my friend, keep it fast.
Heck yeah. Thank you, Dave.
All right, there you go. Final few words from your race winner. For the first time this season, he's going to get the job done behind the wheel of that iconic number 24 DuPont Chevy Monte Carlo. Alan Bledsoe heads to victory lane. Well, what a night, what a race here from Texas Motor Speedway in Texas. Never seems to disappoint, always great racing and always a little bit of strategy involved. We had a lot of all of it here tonight. So as you hear producers hitting those familiar sounds in the background, you know it's time for us to run down tonight's unofficial race results. In the Wicked Hogs 188, walking away with his first win of the season behind the wheel of that number 24 machine, Alan Bledsoe enjoys a victory lane celebration. Jay Guinness going to partner that number 25 machine in second, with Clark Janikin finishing out your podium. Nicholas Wing back and forth, sliding home in fifth is the Celsius number 11 machine of Alex Wiggins. Doug Argabright going to recover well and put that number 41 machine home in sixth. Sliding home in seventh tonight from Texas is Brendan Mathia. Zach Miller in eighth. Ninth place tonight to Daniel Jensen. Championship contender behind the wheel of that number 16 machine, Derek Moore, will finish out your top 10. Michael Overstreet in 11th, 12th place tonight to the number 9 of Riley Hoots. Andrew Alt back in 13th. Patrick Coro finishes in 14th. Rounding out your top 15, another championship contender behind the wheel of his ADS number 5, Cody Schultz finishes in 15th. Andrew McConville 16th tonight, with Brian Turnowski in 17th. Christian Abati gonna fall deep through the field after trouble, and Abati finishes 10 laps down in 18th. Big championship implications there. Moving on, 19th tonight to Aaron Alt, Deontay Howard back in 20th, and rounding out the 21 car field here tonight, the 89 of Jeffrey Engel. Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. We're going to get set to roll up the cords, shut off the lights. We'll revisit you after the holiday break. Hope everybody has a safe and happy holiday. But before we go, if you haven't already, join us in that push to 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love. Drop that thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Each and every time you stop by, whether you're sliding in to say hey, or you are one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, or one of our many sponsors. We appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. 2 races remain. We're going to crown a king at Kentucky Speedway. In 2 short weeks, we'll crown the champion before the new year. Who's it going to be? Who you got? We're going to find out soon. Have another safe and happy holiday. Hope everybody enjoys their time away from the track and with the family. We're going to get set for the Sin City 200 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway coming at you next week. So until then, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in turn 3.